Hey friends, welcome into my Makeup Love office. We are continuing the rainbow series of eyeshadows today with blue. So let's get right into it. I have already, as you can see, done most of my makeup, and I have already applied eye primer to my eyes. That's just going to leave my eyelids a little bit tacky so that the powder eyeshadow I'm using will cling to my eyelids a little bit stronger, a little bit more firmly, so that it's got less chance of flaking off. Although I am going to be starting with a liquid eyeshadow that dries to a powder finish. Now this one is a really intense blue, but I'm not going to use a lot of it, and I'm going to show you a couple of little tricks that I use for this one. So let me get this started. It's got a little doe foot applicator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my little hand mirror here. I'm going to make right here at the corner of my eye a small line going straight up towards the end of my eyebrow, okay? Almost like a cat eye is going to be. And then I'm going to make right above the crease another little line right there, okay? Same thing on this side, slightly above the crease and then going straight up. And you can see those are very sloppy lines, and that's not really going to matter a whole lot. Then I'm going to take this nice big fluffy brush and I'm going to blend that in. And don't worry that it looks very messy at first. We are going to clean that up so it's going to look a lot neater by the time I'm finished. Now, so far we've done red, orange, yellow, and I have to admit the red and the yellow made me really nervous. Now, blue is not a color that I wear very often. With brown eyes, dark brown eyes especially, I find blue a hard color for me. I don't wear a lot of blue with my coloring. And I don't wear blue eyeshadow very often. I think it's kind of fallen out of trend, fallen out of vogue. I guess too many of us still have kind of a nightmare association with blue eyeshadow, like that shimmery blue shadow from back in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? If you're my age and you're, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. And that side's much darker, but don't worry, I'm going to take care of that. I guess we have that association in our heads, and so that's a little scary for us. We're a little worried about that happening, but I know for me that scares me off of blue a lot. I'm also going to take now the doe foot applicator. I'm going to take this tiny eyeliner brush. I'm going to grab just a little bit of that color, and I'm going to use that right here along my lower lash line. I'm going to go underneath my lower lashes. To grab a little bit more color there. That doe foot applicator is just too wide to use for this application under my lashes. So I'm going to use this tiny little eyeliner brush. Oh, sorry. I constantly hold that too close and you can't see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to use this flat edge brush. I'm going to go back and I'm going to blend that out slightly so it's not quite so harsh. There, I'll get that hand mirror out of the way so you can see what I'm doing better. There we go. Okay, better. All right. Now, I've also got an old Addiction Palette 4, which is an old palette that we used to carry. It's no longer on the website. It's got some blues and grays in it that I thought I would use today. It's got some neutral colors with it too. And I'm going to go, first of all, for this medium blue right here. And I'm going to use that flat edge brush again. I'm going to grab that medium blue because I'm not going to use a lot of this color. I'm going to use this to go right here in the center of my lid. Okay, right there in the center. Same thing on both sides. And then I'm going to use this fluffy crease brush, and I'm going to grab this more silvery blue, and it is a shimmer, and I don't wear shimmers a lot because I think shimmers tend to accentuate the fine lines and wrinkles around the eyes, so I don't like to use them a lot. But I am going to use just a bit of this. I'm going to brush off that excess. I'm going to go in here on the inner corner of my eye and go towards the middle and use that silvery blue right there. There we go. Now, this is super intense. It's super dark. Have no fear. I am going to lighten this up quite a bit. I'm going to use my big fluffy brush now. I'm going to go back and I'm going to be blending the whole thing. So that you really can't see where one color stops and the next starts. Okay, still super intense, probably darker than I would normally wear it. So here's a little trick that I've got for you. You can try a couple different things. One thing that I like to try is I will use a little bit of setting powder and I will brush across that. To tone it down a little bit. I also will take a neutral color. For example, I could use this shade, which is a very light neutral shade. Grab some of that color, and I'm going to put that over the entire lid just to tone that down. See what a difference that's made already? Because I think I got a little too much and made it a little too dark. I can tone that down with that lighter shade. All right, and then of course I'm going to also take my concealer and I'm going to go in here at the corner of my eye. I'm going to make a little line from the corner of my eye up towards my brow. Just like that. I'm going to use a sponge with a little setting spray to get it damp. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pat that color in because I don't want any of that color to go beyond the corner of my eye right there. I don't want anything pulling down because that's going to make me look older. Anything pulling down at my eyes is going to make them droop. I'm even going to go underneath a little bit right here. Make sure I don't have any darkness underneath there. There we go. And same thing over here. And that's going to help lighten things up too, so that it's not so intense, not so dark. And I'm going to go even right up in by my brow to lighten that up just a bit. So it's not quite so intense. There we go. All right. Now let's grab some mascara. And this is the Quadra mascara that I'm using. gonna make a big difference there. You can see once I get the mascara on, that's gonna make a big difference too. It's gonna take away some of that intensity of that color. There we go. Much, much better. Let's get this side. And hopefully this will help you. If you're like me and you've got a little fear of those blue shades, might help you feel a little more courageous about using blue. Especially if maybe you've got an occasion that calls for blue. There we go. All right, now I'm still not quite satisfied with the amount of blue that I've got up here close to my brow. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna clean off this flat brush. I love this spray for my brushes because I can clean off my brush. I'm gonna take a towel, clean that off. Perfectly clean, and guess what? I don't have to wait on it to dry. I'm even gonna take a little bit of this concealer because I just feel like I got a little bit carried away there and got it a little bit too high. So I'm gonna take concealer right off of that doe foot applicator. I'm gonna go up in here. I'm just going to go right along my brow right here. And cancel out a little bit of that color because I just feel like I got a little heavy-handed right there. Grab a little bit more. That looks much better. And then I can follow that up with my damp sponge. Because I don't want it to go quite so high and so intense. Let me check that now. Yes, much better. I mean, I love me some dramatic eyeshadow, but I don't want to look like I'm on my Broadway debut either. Especially when I'm just going to Bath & Body Works running some errands, am I right? Okay, I think that looks much better. A little bit more right there. So there's another little trick for you. You can always take a little brush, put a little bit of concealer on there, cancel out a little bit of that color. I am going to put on one more coat of mascara. Real quickly. Especially the second coat, I'm going to concentrate on the tips and the outer corners. There we go. All right. Fluff the hair. And now, especially when I put my glasses on, it will make a huge difference because being a glasses wearer, you're not going to get near the intensity of that eyeshadow behind the glasses. So that is also going to make a big difference when people see me. It's not going to look nearly as intense. All right, so blue is our color for today. So if blue is not a shade you've been wearing a lot, let's give it a try. check back in with me here, post in the comments, let me know how you did with blue. I will post the colors that I used in the comments or in the description in case you want to follow up with those. As always, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give me a like, a share, a follow. I appreciate you as my friends. Thanks for being here. Until next time. See ya.